Hey folks, this is one of those topics I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on. It's important to know things, but there's a lot of things out there that it's important that we don't dwell on them. You can have an experience in life, and if you dwell on it too much, it becomes too big a thing for what it actually is. I want to talk about the basic forms of energy, of spirit. Spirit is sentient energy, and this is the basic different types. There was the first being that literally made itself mother and father. In the very beginning, made itself male and female to have company. That's original source energy, 27.5% negative, and has all the full parts of energy within it. And then later on, it took a third of its energy, pulled it out, and then it took 97% of the negativity out and made a separate field. So that's negative source energy. Is it strong? Yes. Has it had any lives? Almost none. That keeps it from getting bigger. Everything else has been around a long time and been growing and getting a lot stronger. Okay, so they're strong. They're not to be laughed at, but they're not the issue that you might think in the back of your head or the front of your head. But so then you have this huge clean field of energy. Then they took some energy out of that, set it separate, and it's very, very light, high vibration energy. That was the first group of angels, okay? Angels are very high vibration. They're very, very, very little negativity. The original first being did that on purpose so that the angels would never be able to rebel. They'd never get strong enough, because when something's a lot of vibration, it doesn't have as much power behind it. That's why I say when a soul is 17% negative, that's clean, but it's also strong. When I see a soul that's only 7% negative, that's beautiful high vibration, but at the same time, you know, I worry about it because it doesn't have the same kind of backbone strength. So I literally take part of my energy and send it with it usually. Anyway, until it doesn't have a life. Anyway, so we have the first being, and it made itself male and female. Then we have negative source energy. And then we have the first batch of angels. And then what was left is huge. Then they took out two parts of that and made two more sets of energy. They separated, and that they split like everything else is formatted, except angels. Everything else is formatted to split into male and female. Angels are unique in that category. They are all what's called G. It's an angel in person, in physical body. They told me that. It was down at a good Whole Foods. Anyway, and we'll be talking about angels later. It's a long topic, big topic. Anyway, so there's, after the other two sets of source energy, mother and father, were created, then you have this huge field. This huge field has got human essence in it. It was broken down into different categories. It's human essence, Fey essence, which is fairies, elves, and that stuff, the realm of Fey. And then there's animal essence. All animals, except for just a few, have got animal essence in it and nothing else. Porpoise or dolphin have human souls and essence in it. The Sasquatch or Bigfoot that are here, they're all human essence, some souls, some human soul. Actually, some human, some Fey. Human and Fey are very close as Fey in essence, as soul in essence. We kind of have lives in both worlds. Horse are starting to do it. So it's changing a little bit. But anyway, so there's human, there's Fey, there's animal, there's plant. Plants have a EME stream or a core energy field with stream in it with two different fields of energy. It's got the energy from the planet plus the individual plant's energy. And then we have the universal, which is stars, which is male energy, and planets, which is female. They're very unique. So anyway, that's the basic forms. Later on, after Lily and I started going out and having a lot of lives, and then after Essence started having more lives, finally the original mother and father decided to release the souls to start giving them lives. That's why they had to practice with the stronger energy. Make no mistake, Essence and with a little bit of source energies out there is incredibly powerful. Source energy, of course, being the strongest because it's a combination of all the different fields of Essence minus the negativity, the source that's left anyway, clean source. You can still have problems with it. Nothing's perfect. Now, when they finally started releasing the souls to have lives, they released them in 5 different waves. There was a long time in between all of them. And by the way, people, time exists everywhere. There's a sequence of events. That's time, okay? We measure it differently on different planets by the rotation of the planet and similar things as that. But there is still a sequence in events happening, okay? So time is relative. Time does exist everywhere and everything. The only time, listen to me, really is still relative, but it's very confusing to try to understand is within the first dimension. That's because that place is like insane. But anyway, outside of that, it's always relative. Now, and it still isn't within the first dimension, but it's not like anything I can explain to you. Beautiful bird. Female robin. Anyway, robin usually means related to like spring, home, good things, good feelings, relaxation, calmness coming in your life, but it's like home. Anyway, so then when the souls were released, the souls were put out, like I said, in 5 different ways with a lot of time in between. And as they were released as human and fae. But as that was being done, human and fae souls are so close that there was other ones coming out in the middle. And I literally call them faemen, fae and human. So those are the souls that exist. Now, what they are when they came out, they were from the original first being's energy, without it being clean first, and it was 27.5% negative. So if you take a 1-gallon jar, a lot of you have heard me say this, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people that are just new coming in. If you take a 1-gallon jar of water, but actually 27.5% of it is vinegar, and you shake it up real good, then you take that and then pour it in a water gun and you shoot it, most of the drops coming out are going to be mostly water. Some are going to be heavy vinegar. It's not the vinegar's fault, people. It's just what was from the very beginning. So anyway, that's where you get positive and negative vibration in souls. It goes, for some reason it goes in 7s. 7, 17, 27, 37, it always ends in a 7. Goes in, starts with 7 and goes in 10s. Don't know why. I see the different variations when I looked at it, started breaking it down and realizing that's just some of the negativity from the body or something like that. Anyway, so those are the basic categories of the different fields of spirit and stuff that's out there. It does get a little crazy a little bit later on when it gets into more detail, but that takes too long. That'll be in a book, but it's not going to be on video. This has been long enough. I need to start making them shorter. So anyway, love you all. That's the basic breakdown on the different fields of energy that are out there. And when you talk about the different beings, that's a big thing. And I will be writing about a lot of that. But there's no way any conscious mind is going to be able to catalog all the different types of physical beings that are everywhere. But I can break it down into some major categories. Thanks, man. Love y'all. Have a good one.